A profound impact on. A deep and lasting effect upon something. Climate change has had a profound impact on global agriculture in recent decades. The Internet has a profound impact on how we communicate and share information. The Industrial Revolution had a profound impact on society, reshaping labor dynamics. A myriad of possibilities. Countless potential options or opportunities. With advanced robotics, there are a myriad of possibilities in industrial automation. Studying abroad opens up a myriad of possibilities for personal and academic growth. Online platforms offer a myriad of possibilities for entrepreneurs and small businesses. A significant breakthrough. An important and major advance or discovery. A significant breakthrough in medicine could revolutionize the treatment of cancer. The research team achieved a significant breakthrough in renewable energy technology. The significant breakthrough in communication technology changed the way we interact. A compelling argument. A persuasive and convincing line of reasoning. The research paper provided a compelling argument for renewable energy adoption. The speaker's compelling argument convinced the audience to support the new policy. There is a compelling argument that universal healthcare benefits the entire population. A plausible explanation. A believable and reasonable justification or answer. A plausible explanation for the economic downturn could be global market instability. The scientist proposed a plausible explanation for the unexpected behavior of particles. A plausible explanation for the rising obesity rates involves sedentary lifestyles and diet. A paradigm shift. A fundamental change in established thinking. Remote work represents a paradigm shift in how companies structure their operations. The paradigm shift in technology has fundamentally changed the job market dynamics. Artificial intelligence may bring a paradigm shift in workforce dynamics and automation. A matter of urgency. Something requiring immediate attention or action. Public safety has become a matter of urgency following the recent natural disaster. It is a matter of urgency to invest in sustainable energy sources for future generations. Climate change should be addressed as a matter of urgency to prevent further damage. An unprecedented event. Something never experienced or recorded before. The rise of social media has been an unprecedented event in communication history. The outbreak of the pandemic was an unprecedented event in modern global history. Economic shutdowns due to the virus were an unprecedented event for many nations. An insightful observation. A perceptive and meaningful comment or thought. His insightful observation contributed significantly to the development of the theory. An insightful observation can offer a new perspective on long-standing societal issues. The article concluded with an insightful observation about environmental sustainability. A comprehensive approach. A method covering all aspects thoroughly. A comprehensive approach to security includes both physical and digital protections. A comprehensive approach to urban planning is essential for sustainable development. The team's comprehensive approach resulted in a well-rounded and effective solution. A critical evaluation. A detailed and analytical assessment or judgment. The research paper included a critical evaluation of existing theories on evolution. A critical evaluation of historical events helps us understand their long-term effects. A critical evaluation of the new technology's potential benefits and risks is needed. A fundamental principle. A basic and essential rule or truth. Equality is a fundamental principle underlying the global movement for human rights. Sustainability is a fundamental principle in modern approaches to urban development. Respect for human rights is a fundamental principle in democratic societies worldwide. A delicate balance. A fine and sensitive state of equilibrium. The doctor must strike a delicate balance between treatment and patient well-being. Environmental conservation requires a delicate balance between use and preservation. Diplomacy often depends on maintaining a delicate balance among competing interests. An intricate process. A complex and detailed sequence of steps. Solving environmental issues is an intricate process involving technology and policy. Developing a successful marketing strategy is an intricate process of market research. The negotiation process in international relations is an intricate process of diplomacy. A far-reaching consequence. An outcome affecting many areas deeply. A far-reaching consequence of technological advancement is the rise of automation. Globalization can have a far-reaching consequence on cultural identity and social values. The far-reaching consequence of political instability is economic decline and social unrest. A preliminary assessment. An initial evaluation before final judgment. The team conducted a preliminary assessment of the damage caused by the storm. A preliminary assessment of the project indicates it could lead to significant progress. A preliminary assessment of the study results suggests a need for further investigation. A recurring phenomenon. Something that happens repeatedly or regularly. Poverty remains a recurring phenomenon in both developed and developing nations. The spread of misinformation on social media has turned into a recurring phenomenon. Rising income inequality is a recurring phenomenon that needs to be addressed urgently. A subtle distinction. A slight but important difference or contrast. The subtle distinction in design can impact the user's overall experience significantly. There is a subtle distinction between ethics and morality in philosophical discussions. There is a subtle distinction between influence and manipulation in political discourse. An underlying assumption. A hidden belief that supports reasoning. An underlying assumption of democracy is equal participation among all citizens. The model operates on an underlying assumption about market stability over time. Success hinges on an underlying assumption that all variables are equally weighted. An informed decision. A choice made with sufficient knowledge. Policymakers must gather relevant evidence before making an informed decision. An informed decision requires comprehensive data and expert analysis for accuracy. The company emphasized the importance of making an informed decision promptly. In the broader context of considering the larger or wider situation. In the broader context of innovation, risk-taking often leads to major breakthroughs. In the broader context of ethics, transparency strengthens public trust in institutions. In the broader context of economics, inflation affects both consumers and producers. In stark contrast to, in complete and obvious opposition to, in stark contrast to predictions, the economy showed unexpected positive growth. In stark contrast to urban growth, rural areas remain underdeveloped and overlooked. In stark contrast to global warming concerns, some regions face extreme cooling events. In light of recent developments. Considering what has recently happened. In light of recent developments, economic recovery plans are gaining global attention. In light of recent developments, stricter regulations have been introduced nationwide. In light of recent developments, companies are rethinking their sustainability strategies. In pursuit of excellence. Striving continuously to achieve greatness. In pursuit of excellence, students often adopt rigorous study schedules year-round. In pursuit of excellence, continuous improvement became part of their work culture. In pursuit of excellence, feedback was regularly gathered and systematically applied. In a similar vein. In a comparable or related manner. In a similar vein, marketing campaigns focused on emotional appeal and simplicity. In a similar vein, other studies confirmed the hypothesis through various methods. In a similar vein, alternative theories provide valuable insight into the phenomenon. With utmost precision. With the highest level of accuracy. The robot assembled parts with utmost precision, improving manufacturing efficiency. With utmost precision, the pilot navigated through turbulent weather without incident. Scientific experiments must be conducted with utmost precision to ensure valid results. By virtue of. Because of or due to something. By virtue of research, scientists developed effective solutions for urgent problems. The city is renowned by virtue of its rich cultural heritage and historical landmarks. The country achieved rapid economic growth by virtue of its vast natural resources. In the face of adversity. Despite challenges or difficult circumstances. In the face of adversity, strong leadership is essential for maintaining group morale. They demonstrated resilience in the face of adversity caused by economic hardship. Her determination remained unwavering in the face of adversity and repeated failure. On the brink of collapse. Very close to total failure or breakdown. The nation's healthcare system is on the brink of collapse, without urgent reform. Global ecosystems are on the brink of collapse, from unsustainable human activity. The ancient civilization was on the brink of collapse, before foreign invasion occurred. In the realm of possibility. Within what could realistically happen. Solutions to climate change are still within the realm of possibility with collaboration. Economic recovery is in the realm of possibility, if policies are properly implemented. Positive change remains in the realm of possibility with public engagement and effort. At the forefront of innovation. Leading in creating new ideas or technology. Startups often emerge at the forefront of innovation, with bold and disruptive ideas. Japan remains at the forefront of innovation in robotics and automated technologies. Silicon Valley has long been at the forefront of innovation in technology and business. Beyond reasonable doubt. With complete certainty or legal confidence. The evidence proves beyond reasonable doubt that the hypothesis is scientifically valid. The defendant was acquitted because guilt wasn't established beyond reasonable doubt. Beyond reasonable doubt, the economic crisis resulted from poor governmental planning. Subject to interpretation. Open to different views or understandings. Moral decisions can be subject to interpretation depending on context and intention. The term freedom is subject to interpretation in various political and social contexts. Historical events are often subject to interpretation, depending on the sources available. In alignment with standards. Matching established norms or requirements. All laboratory procedures must be in alignment with standards for safety and accuracy. Financial audits ensure operations in alignment with standards and ethical practices. Healthcare protocols must remain in alignment with standards to ensure patient safety. On the verge of discovery. About to find or uncover something new. Humanity is on the verge of discovery in interplanetary communication possibilities. This technology is on the verge of discovery, with wide-ranging industrial applications. Experts suggest we are on the verge of discovery in artificial consciousness research. For the sake of clarity. To make something easier to understand. For the sake of clarity, the summary excluded unnecessary background information. For the sake of clarity, the instructions were rewritten in simpler, more concise language. For the sake of clarity, the speaker defined technical terms before continuing the lecture. Amid growing concerns. While worries or fears are increasing. Amid growing concerns, health officials launched a nationwide awareness campaign. Amid growing concerns, many consumers demanded transparency in product labeling. The reform was initiated amid growing concerns about academic integrity in institutions. In the aftermath of, following and resulting from an event. Education reform became a priority in the aftermath of widespread student protests. In the aftermath of the pandemic, remote work became a permanent fixture in society. In the aftermath of the scandal, public trust in political institutions significantly declined. At odds with expectations. Different from what was anticipated. The product's poor sales were at odds with expectations driven by extensive advertising. Her decision was at odds with expectations, and surprised even her closest political allies. This reaction was at odds with expectations, and led to an unexpected diplomatic conflict. By all conceivable means. Using every possible method or way. Success was achieved by all conceivable means, including innovation and collaboration. Social cohesion should be maintained by all conceivable means in multicultural societies. We must protect the environment by all conceivable means, including legal enforcement. Driven by necessity. Motivated because something is required. The invention was driven by necessity, during wartime resource shortages and scarcity. The need for sustainable energy is driven by necessity, due to environmental concerns. Technological advancements are frequently driven by necessity in times of global crisis. Fueled by ambition. Powered or inspired by strong desire. The desire for wealth and power is often fueled by ambition in competitive markets. The startup, fueled by ambition, quickly became a global leader in green technologies. His empire was built from scratch, fueled by ambition and entrepreneurial risk-taking. Shrouded in mystery. Covered or hidden by the unknown. The origins of this ancient civilization remain shrouded in mystery and speculation. His sudden disappearance is still shrouded in mystery, despite a thorough investigation. The fate of the missing ship is shrouded in mystery, with no conclusive evidence found. Riddled with inconsistencies. Full of contradictions or discrepancies. Their testimonies were riddled with inconsistencies, raising doubts about the entire trial. The official explanation was riddled with inconsistencies that the media quickly exposed. The witness account was riddled with inconsistencies, weakening the prosecution's case. Rooted in tradition. Based firmly on long-established customs. Family roles are deeply rooted in tradition in many conservative cultures worldwide. Dietary habits rooted in tradition can affect public health outcomes over long periods. Policies rooted in tradition can hinder progress if not periodically reviewed and updated. Plagued by controversy. Affected by ongoing disputes or disagreements. The new policy has been plagued by controversy since its introduction earlier this year. The project has been plagued by controversy, delaying its implementation and progress. The book was plagued by controversy, especially due to its portrayal of sensitive issues. Anchored in reality. Based firmly on what is real. International aid programs should be anchored in reality to maximize their real impact. The company's success is anchored in reality, focusing on practical and achievable goals. Social reforms must be anchored in reality to ensure sustainable change in communities. Veiled in secrecy. Intentionally hidden or not revealed. The identity of the whistleblower remains veiled in secrecy, for legal and safety reasons. The details of the government's plans were veiled in secrecy, fueling public speculation. The negotiations behind the peace treaty were veiled in secrecy to avoid public scrutiny. Guided by principles. Directed by strong beliefs or values. Laws must be guided by principles that reflect the evolving values of the broader society. Ethical leadership is guided by principles rather than short-term personal or political gain. Good governance is typically guided by principles of transparency and civic responsibility. Bound by obligation. Required due to duty or responsibility. Governments are bound by obligation to protect citizens' rights and basic freedoms. Students are bound by obligation to maintain academic honesty and avoid plagiarism. Bound by obligation, soldiers risk their lives to protect national interests and freedoms. Raise awareness about. Inform people and increase public understanding. Governments must raise awareness about the importance of regular health checkups. Public figures often raise awareness about social justice through advocacy and outreach. Awareness campaigns can raise awareness about the dangers of drug and alcohol abuse. Challenge conventional wisdom. Question commonly accepted beliefs or ideas. New theories in economics can challenge conventional wisdom about market behavior. Startups challenge conventional wisdom by offering unconventional business solutions. Educators should challenge conventional wisdom to foster independent critical thinking. Spark intellectual curiosity. Inspire a desire to learn more. Thought-provoking books spark intellectual curiosity in young and adult readers alike. Scientific experiments can spark intellectual curiosity among students and researchers. Museums spark intellectual curiosity by offering interactive and immersive experiences. Bridge the gap between. Connect two differing things or groups. Education can bridge the gap between different social and economic groups effectively. International exchange programs bridge the gap between different educational systems. Collaborative research efforts are needed to bridge the gap between scientific disciplines. Lay the foundation for. Create the base for future development. Strong infrastructure can lay the foundation for sustainable economic and social growth. Parental support often lays the foundation for strong emotional and social development. Sound economic policies lay the foundation for long-term national stability and prosperity. Pave the way for. Make progress possible or easier. Education reform paves the way for equal opportunities in underprivileged communities. Open trade policies pave the way for increased global cooperation and economic growth. The agreement between the two countries paved the way for future diplomatic relations. Reap the benefits of. Gain rewards from previous efforts. Nations investing in green energy will reap the benefits of cleaner air and sustainability. Nations that invest in healthcare systems can reap the benefits of a healthier population. Entrepreneurs who take risks often reap the benefits of innovation and market leadership. Shed light on. Make something clearer or more understandable. This experiment sheds light on how climate change affects marine ecosystems globally. The interview shed light on the candidate's leadership skills and vision for the company. The report sheds light on corruption within the local government's planning department. Take into consideration. Think about something when deciding. Teachers should take into consideration different learning styles within the classroom. Governments must take into consideration long-term impacts when enacting legislation. Healthcare systems should take into consideration both physical and mental health needs. Call into question. Express doubt or challenge validity. The teacher's grading system was called into question by students who felt it was unfair. The new evidence presented during the trial calls into question the defendant's innocence. Poor working conditions call into question the company's commitment to employee rights.